I think that's on. Let me just see. Yes, it is. This is good morning of the 4th of July, so happy 4th of July. This morning when I went to, and I've already posted a video called Maggie. It's her birthday today, but when I went out to get the chickens, to open up the chickens for today, I picked 3 tomatoes, my first tomatoes. This is an heirloom, and they always have this sort of scar across the top. Every one of them will have that, and they're sort of all puckered in, gathered up to the stem end, and they're very good tasting tomatoes. I had them last year. Anyway, I'm going to weigh them this morning and tell you how much my first tomatoes weigh. Now this one is a different variety. I've never had it before, and it has a big problem because it was squashed up against the side of the tomato cage. So I'm going to cut it in half, the bad part out, and I'll cook it into something. Okay, so I'll start out with this small one, and it weighs almost 6 ounces, not quite. And this one weighs 9.5 ounces. So together we've got just a little less than a pound of tomatoes. And this poor little one, it weighs a little over 5 ounces. Whoops. So that's my first of my tomato crop. Anyway, this morning for the 4th of July, I want to read a writing that I made in July of 1985. And actually it's some reflections from the years of 1968 through 1971. And it's not just, it has a December, a winter scene in it. And it's just 3 little scenes. And it says, the 4th of July is a time for picnics, parades, family reunions, and fireworks. A time of reflection of what America means. Some of my reflections include Council in the years of Council, Idaho. In the years of 1968 through 1971. The seagulls circled in the darkening sky while the nighthawks cried out mournfully, prophesying the impending summer storm. We worked together to get our hay in before the rain came. I drove the tractor, Tom bucked the bales, and our 4 children, more hindrance than help, rode the wagon to and from the barn. The weather made the mountains on each end of our ranch valley loom larger and bluer, and close enough to touch. Lightning flashes reminded us to hurry, scurry, and the scene stays illuminated in my memory of sweat and labor, of tractor sound, thunder, and the birds, and the family united in preparation for the storm. As the last load was on its way to the barn, the first fat raindrops fell, bringing a cooled breeze, the smell of wet dust and rain. America means families, a unity of purpose, ranches and farms, people striving against life's storms. Another one. I woke up to the crunch and I drifted off to sleep to the crunch of 1,000 grasshoppers. They covered our buildings and our fence posts and clung to our car. When we walked through our fields, we no longer sang or talked or scolded. We kept our mouths shut for fear of swallowing grasshoppers. From a distance, it looked like we still had a green alfalfa field, but it was only green grasshoppers clinging to naked stalks. Day after day, the grasshoppers marched over the land, devouring field after field. The authorities argued day after day how to conquer the grasshoppers, and night after night the ranchers sat together going over the same arguments. The grasshoppers ate on till the second season, and then it was decided spray by air. Grasshoppers floated down our clear mountain-fed river till it clogged. Then the fish began to die. The ranch is still there, the fields are still producing, the cattle still grazing, the barn is still holding hay, and the fish are still caught in the river, but the grasshoppers have been controlled and conquered. America means pesky, insidious problems, survival, and solutions in the face of adversities. Now, winter. We were sculpting the manger scene out of snow in our front yard. We had decked the hall with holly. White sugar icicles hung on gingerbread houses, spreading its spicy smell throughout our own house. At the holiday's end, the gingerbread would be eaten along with other goodies and hot spice cider by family and friends who would enjoy the Christmas cantatas, the Sunday school program, the caroling, and other festivities. America means family traditions and holidays, churches and Sundays, and freedom to worship. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow, and for having time for reflection. So have a good 4th. That's it. We'll see. I'll see you twice today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise.